I'm really excited about my new Pacific Press book. I thought I had a good title brewed up for it. Liberals and Conservatives. Jesus needs them, and so do we. And some people got pretty excited about the title, but there were others who said that's not quite right. So the press went to work and came up with a title which I think is just wonderful. Beyond Common Ground, Why Liberals and Conservatives Need Each Other. And that's exactly the spirit that I want to see come across with my new book. Now, some of you may be familiar with my earlier Pacific Press book, Escape from the Flames. This one is strongly autobiographical and explains a lot of the aspects of my experience. But what I have been working with is the differences between people and why we react to the church in different ways. One of the biblical passages that teaches this most clearly is the book of 1 Corinthians. There you have Peter, Paul, and Apollos, and people are choosing up sides behind their favorite preacher. But in chapter 3, verse 6, Paul tells us something that's very interesting. He does not attack his other preachers. He says, I sowed, Apollos watered, but God gave the increase. Later in the book of Corinthians, 1 Corinthians, we have his picture of the body of Christ, where you have all the body parts, the head, the hand, the heart, all of those things working together, but they are all needed to make the body of Christ really work together. Now, another factor that has really contributed to this book are some key Ellen White quotations. One in particular I have found especially helpful. Ministry of Healing, page 483, the first couple of paragraphs in her chapter, In Contact with Others. It goes something like this. Every association of life calls for the exercise of self-control, forbearance, and sympathy. We differ so widely in disposition, habits, education, that our ways of looking at things differ. We judge differently. Our understanding of truth, our ideas in regard to the conduct of life are not in all respects the same. There are no two whose experiences are alike in every particular. The trials of one are not the trials of another. The duties that one finds light are to another most difficult and perplexing. That is such an amazing quotation, and as much as I like that because it fits into the kind of work that I'm doing, I had an interesting experience in the family that really startled me, but yet illustrates the point of the book. I was repeating that quotation with great enthusiasm at our home one alumni weekend, and my sister was listening and one of my nieces, and they listened carefully and saw my enthusiasm, and there was just a moment of pause, and they said, sounds scary. There have been so many times when I've seen that which excites me is troubling to others. But if we will listen to one another and share our experiences, then what appears to be frightening can actually turn out to be helpful. And I worry about the church right now that a lot of people are frightened rather than enthusiastic. I think now is a time for us to come together, to share our convictions, to talk with one another, to find ways in which we can understand one another. And that is certainly the purpose of my book. I hope and pray that by God's grace, the book can be helpful to encourage conversations, to make those conversations safe so that we can grow together toward God's kingdom.